Herbert W Franke, I had met through a very good friend of mine, the museum director, Alfred Weidinger. He runs, I guess most people in the NFT space know the museum, the Francisco Carolinum in Linz. It was the first museum doing an exhibition about they back then called it short history of NFTs. I helped with the catalog and so on and so on. But yeah. And he one day called me and was like, yeah, as you know, I've been to Herbert W Franke and you need to come and visit him yourself. Just join me when I go there the next time. And I was like, yeah, sure, happy to come. And then he called me one day and was like, yeah, and I booked the train immediately. It was a super cold day. I was on a train like for a very long time. And yeah, then I have met Herbert and his wife, Susanne. And the museum director went there with the curator of his solo show, Visionary, that was on view the museum in Linz last year, I think starting in March, and a lot of people from the NFT space flew in. So we were like a small group, I think 20 people. He was really happy. And yeah, that day I've been to Munich. I mean, I had tweeted and Instagrammed about me going there, and I was really excited. And I was surprised about how many messages I have gotten, like direct messages and responses. Either people had known his work, like were really familiar with the work and were like, wow, you're going to meet him. And I was like, yes. And others were like, wow, this is wild. And yeah, started looking into what he had done. And when I met him, I said to him, well, do you know that you're really a legend for this generation of artists? And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. People were going, they were like, wow. And he wasn't aware. And when I went back home, I tweeted on Instagram again, and same reaction. And a few days later, I was on the phone with his wife, Susanne. And I told her, and I was like, hey, guys, you need to come on Twitter. You need to see that yourself. And she was like, no, we're so busy with the museum show, and it's already a lot. And I was like, come on, nothing's going to happen. You just, set up the Twitter account, and then you can just read and see what's happening and how excited people are. But then that went wrong, and he had 10,000 followers after like 48 hours. And I was like, uh-oh, this didn't go well. I was like, no. Yeah, I was like, I was like, because I had said to them, it's not going to be work, right? And then I was like, okay, guys, I'm so sorry. I didn't expect this to happen, because like even after like 5 days, he had 15,000 followers, and a lot of people had reached out directly behind the scenes for interview requests. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to help you now. If you want, I'm going to stay with you. And so since then, we've been speaking every day, Susanne and myself, basically, every day on the phone, discussing things. And then, Herbert was part of the Tezos booth at Art Basel last year. Then he sadly passed away last July. And we now represent the estate exclusively, because Susanne and I speak every day anyway. And so that's beautiful, that we now can continue working on his legacy together. There's going to be a lot of books coming out over the next year, next month. We're working on a lot of things behind the scenes.